Okay, hello everybody. I am here to stand to give my presentation on ratcheting strain accumulation due to asymmetric cyclic loading of Zircon 2 at room temperature. Myself R.S. Rajpurohit from Indian Institute of Technology, BHU Varanasi, India. This is the outline of my presentation. Into material selection, why I am going to do for that particular material, then some introduction to the ratcheting. I think this word is seems to be not that much I can say familiar. People will not be familiar, I think. Then some results and discussions, conclusions related to my work. This is the material, that is the Zircon 2 which we have received from the Nuclear Fuel Complex, Hyderabad, India, and as we are using it, this material in the nuclear core cladding, and there are some problems associated with the LCF and ratcheting problems associated with these nuclear power reactors. So on that we are working on, and this is the chemical composition of this material, and these are some important properties of the zirconium. There is a low neutron absorption cross-section, good corrosion resistance, and acceptable mechanical properties. Ratcheting. So what does ratcheting means? Ratcheting is nothing but it's asymmetric cyclic loading. When we are doing asymmetric cyclic loading, there is some plastic strain accumulation because of non-closure of the hysteresis loop. Earlier what we are doing some symmetric cyclic loading, say LCF, HCF. What we are doing is a symmetric loading. So the hysteresis loop get closed, and okay, it's not a problem. But in practical situations, when we are using this material, then we are facing some accumulation of strain, and from where that strain is coming. So the actual, in practice, the loading condition are not a symmetric one. There is some asymmetric loading also. So because of this asymmetric cyclic loading, some accumulation of plastic strain will be there because of non-closure of hysteresis loop, which you people can see here. It's the first cycle. It's going like this. From there, it is returning back. So that much is the accumulation of strain in that particular cycle. And you can see the translation of loop in this x direction. That's the plastic strain. So that much amount of strain is continuously accumulated when we are doing this asymmetric cyclic loading. It is the practical situation of a particular material working condition. These are some pictorial after effects I am showing you of some, I can say, a pipe. This pipe is affected with these ratcheting problems. You can see some bulging. This dotted line is showing the actual profile of the pipe early which was fitted, and this dark line is showing the profile after some time. So this some ovulation or some bulging in the pipe. It is because of this plastic strain accumulation, and this plastic strain accumulation is the, I can say, it's a ratcheting strain. So now I will focus on some results related to room temperature. These are some test matrix, or I can say some result matrices which we have planned. So there are three different parameters like mean stress, stress amplitude, or stress rate. This we have focused here, but there are some different approaches also available in literature where you can focus on maximum stress, stress ratio, and the frequency. So this is the few tests I had conducted, and these are these failure, means it's the life of these specimens. It's variable stress amplitude, means the other two parameters are kept constant. Amplitude, it's variable mean stress, sorry. The amplitude and rate are kept constant. Similarly, you can see in here, in this case, the amplitude is kept is varying, but the other two parameters are constant. Here, the stress rate is varied. So we varied one parameter and kept two constant to have some feel about what's going on in this particular material. So these are the plots I am showing you. It's the ratcheting strain versus number of cycles, the first plot A, and the second plot is the ratcheting strain rate. It's a per cycle with number of cycles. you can clearly see that with increase in mean stress leads to decrease in life. First point you can see the life is continuously decreasing, and second one, the severity of increase in plastic strain. It is not that much pronounced in this particular case of mean stress. When I'll go to the next slide, you can see how it is changing. Stress amplitude. While varying the stress amplitude, you can see the decrease in life is too much, and the severity of increase in plastic strain is too much. So we can see that the plastic strain, or we can say the ratcheting strain, it is increasing very fast as we increase the stress amplitude, but it is quite lesser rate as compared to mean stress. So while varying the stress amplitude, it's I think a problem. Similarly, you can see this rate. Rate can show you that initially the plastic strain, that is the ratcheting strain, which is high, as I have initially in the first slide I can show you that the rate was very high in the initial cycle, then it is continuously decreasing, which can easily seen here. These peaks just before failure are because of that we are conducting the test on the basis of engineering stress control, so that's why these peaks are controlled, are there, otherwise it should be a straight line like this. This is the plot showing you the ratcheting strain versus number of cycles for variation of stress rate. Here you some results, some different results we have observed. Here you can see while increasing the stress rate, there is an improvement of life is observed in this case. In other two cases where the life is continuously decreasing, and also it is the rate of means the plastic strain accumulation also get decreases because it's a negative impact. The plastic strain accumulation decreases, the life automatically gets increased. So in this case we got the improvement in fatigue life as the stress rate is increased. I'll quickly come on to some hardening softening behavior of this particular material. You can see this, the first two plots are showing you the effect of mean stress, and this A and B plots are showing the minimum and maximum values for 5, 10 and 500 number of cycles, which can be easily seen from this plot. That's the, I can say, there is a softening when we compare the fifth cycle. We can see the plastic strain energy is continuously increasing, whereas when if we increase the mean stress from 80 to 150. But for higher number of cycles, it is continuously decreasing. It's a hardening behavior showing. Means initially it's some sort of softening, then it is hardening in case of mean stress. But in case of stress amplitude, we can see there is a continuous softening will be there. So that might be a reason where we have seen that the stress amplitude variation causes tremendous decrease in fatigue life with tremendous increase in the ratcheting strain. So that is also confirmed from here also. You can see for any number of cycles, the plot is going up. It is showing you continuous softening. These hysteresis loops are also showing you the increase in the width of the hysteresis loop is showing you the increase. In this case, when increasing stress rate, you can see that the graph is dropping down. Means that width is decreasing from minimum to maximum. Okay, so with the decrease in plastic strain energy, it can be easily observed that there is some hardening going on, which may be the result for the improvement in the fatigue life. But how it will be there, that we'll see in the next slide. This is the deformation behavior. These are the TM bright field images of the first part, that is the mean stress. The variation in mean stress for it's the image. This point is not. This image A is showing you the minimum mean stress, and Image B is showing you the maximum mean stress at 80 to 150 MPa. It can be easily seen that the I can say the dislocation density is increased. So this one point which we can take. It is also calculated with some XRD methods, and it is at some 10 to the power 2 scale. So so increase in dislocation density is one of the point which we can see, which we can conclude it as the decrease in the fatigue life of that particular material. Also some loops are also observed at higher mean stress. While varying the stress amplitude, keeping other two parameters constant, you can see at lower stress amplitude in figure A, there are some dislocation loops arranged in a line. These are termed to be as a quadra structure in literature. These are observed in this at the lower stress amplitude, but at higher stress amplitude only dislocation structure is observed with some increase in dislocation density. Although we cannot see this with this particular figure, the dislocation density, increase in dislocation density is proven. So in these two cases, that is the mean stress and stress amplitude, the increase in dislocation density is attributed as the decrease in fatigue life of that particular material. This was the third case, that is the increase in stress rate. Increase in stress rate leads to improvement in the fatigue life. It's the contradictory one. So here some I can say pile-up of dislocations are observed, and also we have compared with these plots of the hardening and softening behavior. There we can saw the improvement in fatigue life of that particular material. So in this particular case, the figure A shows the lower stress rate and figure B showing the higher stress rate. In figure A, some lathe-like of crystal structure are observed with some dislocation structures, and figure B showing some crystallographic orientation of cell structure with some pile-up of dislocations. So this may be the reason for the improvement in the fatigue life. I'll conclude. So ratcheting is the accumulation of strain with with asymmetric cyclic loading. So mean stress and stress amplitude both are the cases where the decrement in fatigue life is observed with increase in ratcheting strain, and it can be because of the I can say the dislocation density is increasing continuously, and in the third case where the stress rate, the improvement in fatigue life is observed, which is because of some hardening happening in that particular material with some dislocation pileups and all these things, and some lathe-like of structures, and I can say some crystallographic structures are also observed in case of stress rate. Thank you.
Thank you.